Do you ever feel like you're running on a treadmill? You're working harder than ever, maybe even earning more than your parents did, but somehow you feel like you're falling behind. Rent goes up, groceries cost more, and that debt just never seems to go away. And it doesn't matter who's in the White House, Democrat or Republican, the game feels the same. Today, we're not pointing fingers at one person or one party. We're pulling back the curtain to see why money in America feels so confusing, so exhausting, and so rigged, and who's quietly benefiting while you struggle. America was built on a simple promise. If you work hard and play by the rules, you'll get ahead. For generations, that promise held true. A single income could often support a family. Buying a home was an achievable dream. And going to college didn't mean signing up for a lifetime of debt. But somewhere along the way, the rules of the game changed. Slowly, quietly, without most of us noticing until we were already caught in the middle of it. Today, even people who are doing everything right going to college, getting a good job, feel like they're stuck in quicksand. Let's start with the most obvious piece of the puzzle, your paycheck. On paper, wages have gone up, and that sounds great. But here's the catch. Your actual buying power, what that money can get you, has barely budged. The costs of the things that really matter, housing, healthcare, education, and insurance, have skyrocketed. They've grown much, much faster than wages. This creates a bizarre financial illusion. Your paycheck looks bigger, but your life feels tighter. Every raise you get seems to vanish before it even has a chance to hit your bank account. And that's not an accident. It's a structural feature of our modern economy. Now, let's talk about the engine that runs modern American life. Debt, student loans, credit cards, car loans, mortgages. Debt isn't just common anymore. For most people, it's a requirement to participate in society. You often need debt to get an education that leads to a better job. You need debt to build a credit score. And you need that credit score just to rent an apartment or get a decent interest rate on a car. Once you're inside this system of borrowing, getting out is incredibly difficult. The interest you pay ensures you hand over far more money than you ever received. And the penalties for falling even a little bit behind can be crushing, pushing you deeper into the hole. And here's where the picture starts to get really clear. This system isn't broken. It's working exactly as it was designed to. Think about it. Banks, lenders, and huge financial institutions make their money when your money is constantly moving through their systems, not when you're financially independent and debt-free. A population living paycheck to paycheck, reliant on credit, is predictable, it's manageable, and most importantly, it's highly profitable for the institutions at the top. A nation of financially secure people who don't need to borrow. That's not a good business model for them. This is where politics enters the scene, but maybe not in the way you're used to hearing about it. We see elections change the faces on our screens, but the fundamental financial system that governs our lives, that stays almost exactly the same, administration after administration. Why is that? Well, running a political campaign is incredibly expensive. Lobbying is a multi-billion-dollar industry, and the financial sector has enormous influence, donating heavily to both sides of the aisle. So while politicians might argue loudly on TV about social issues, the core rules of money are quietly left untouched, because the people who write the biggest checks like the system just the way it is. Another huge piece of this puzzle is intentional complexity. Have you ever tried to read and fully understand a hospital bill, a tax form, the terms and conditions on a loan agreement? These things are deliberately complicated. They are written in confusing jargon that makes your head spin. This isn't just bad design, it's a strategy. When systems are confusing, you become dependent on experts, on software, on intermediaries who all charge fees for their help. If everything were simple, clear, and transparent, entire industries built on fees and confusion would lose their power and a massive chunk of their profits. Your confusion is their revenue stream. The media plays a big role in this too. Most of the financial news you see is obsessed with the stock market. When the Dow Jones goes up, the headlines declare that the economy is strong. But that's a completely different world from the one most people live in. The stock market can be hitting record highs, while millions of families are struggling to afford groceries and gas. This creates a massive disconnect. It makes people feel isolated and leads to self-blame. You watch the news and think, the economy is booming, so if I'm struggling, it must be my fault, when in reality, the system is designed to produce these exact outcomes. And then there's the social pressure, which adds a whole other layer to the financial stress. We are constantly bombarded with messages telling us to buy, to upgrade, to subscribe, to consume. Modern advertising doesn't just sell you a product anymore, it sells you an identity. It tells you that success is demonstrated by what you own, not by how stable your life is. This keeps us all on a hamster wheel, chasing the appearance of success while falling deeper into financial anxiety. We're encouraged to finance a lifestyle we can't really afford, all to keep up with an image sold to us on a screen. So, who actually benefits from this entire setup? It's the large financial institutions that profit from interest and fees. It's the massive corporations that have the power to raise prices whenever they want. It's the industries that are built on complexity and your confusion. Ultimately, it's a system that rewards those who already have capital, while systematically extracting value and wealth from those who don't. It's designed to make money from your labor, your debt, and your attention. But here is the most important thing I want you to take away from this. Understanding this, really seeing the machine for what it is, changes everything. When you stop blaming yourself for struggling in a rigged game, you can start making smarter, more conscious choices. You can start to question the necessity of debt. You can learn to resist the constant pressure to consume. You can begin to prioritize your long-term financial stability over maintaining a short-term appearance. The system is incredibly powerful, but awareness gives you leverage. It gives you back a sense of control. This video isn't about telling you to quit your job, or to hate money, or to distrust every single person and institution. It's about giving you clarity. Once you see how the system is designed to work, you stop feeling like you're going crazy. You realize your struggle isn't a personal failure. It's a structural problem. And the next time you hear someone say, "Just work harder," you'll know the real truth. Hard work absolutely matters. But in the world we live in today, understanding the system you're working in matters even more. Thanks so much for watching. If this video opened your eyes, please consider liking and subscribing for more content that pulls back the curtain on how the world really works. We'll see you in the next one.